Hopefully this doesn't suck. Get one more good swig in here. I'm such a nerd. Yeah, check me out on social media and look at me like just drinking a beer on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
This show does kind of suck. Oh well.
Your favorite character is a dang puppet.
Dave, it's 10:15. Your show sucks.
Aren't we all a little too old for this?
You're watching DaveCTV. Now here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning. It's you, it's me, it's DaveCTV. It's you, it's me, it's DaveCTV. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is NRD, H to P, and MARG, and welcome to the 50th episode of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. We started this adventure back in February. Yes, February of 2021, folks. And we have somehow made it every week without skipping a week. Even one week we put up like 5 episodes because I clearly just was a glutton for punishment on editing that week. But we have made it 50 episodes. I can't believe we made it here. So before we get going, I would just like to thank everyone that has watched this show, come on this show, edited the show, posted on social media about the show, come up with graphics for the show, bought the most shirts. I'd like to thank that. And of course, we'd like to thank our commissioner, Mr. Harold the Puppet. Harold, how are you today?
Well, hello there, Dave. It's me, Harold the Puppet. Boy, oh boy, I am having a great day. I saw Santa Claus the other day.
What did Santa Claus bring you, Harold?
Well, he said, ho, 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 ho. It's me, Santa the Claus. How you doing today, Harold? Good. He brought me a new color sunglasses.
I saw he brought Tom a bag too. And I really
Tom got an artist cool bag. And a shirt with Lego minifigures.
I saw that too. I like that. Was Santa good to everyone? Nick, did Santa spoil Owen?
Yeah.
Prince?
He got some bears and some pacifiers, some bottles. He's only 3 months old, so he doesn't really need a lot, but he got some stuff.
Ryan, how about you? How many micro brawlers did you get for Christmas?
I think I bought some. I rationalized it as a Christmas gift to myself. I got all adult stuff, a couple things,
Printer paper, real adult stuff.
Margaret,
printer first.
Margaret, I think you may have been the only person who got a micro brawler for Christmas.
Yes, I did. It was addressed to me from Dave and Harold. And I didn't get to unpack all my presents yet, so it's still sitting in my kitchen. But I did get the Luna Vachon micro brawler, which I was super excited to get. So thanks, Harold. I appreciate it. And I also have to give a shout out to Ryan, who apparently helped Dave get the Golden Palace on DVD, which is kind of a shitty spinoff of the Golden Girls, but it's still like sort of a cult classic because it didn't air in reruns for like 25 years and then only aired for like a couple of months. Although apparently it's coming to Hulu, but who cares? Because now I have it on DVD thanks to Dave and Ryan. So thanks.
Came on the most bootleg discs I've ever seen, and I used to buy rap CDs at a gas station. So
Wait, what?
Well,
not voluntarily.
Little Davey Canning walk into the gas station. Boom, ba, boom, 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 ba. Hey, pal, you got any new hip hop CDs? Yeah, bud, $5. Sweet. Yeah, Mom gave me that money for a Slurpee.
Listen, if you go to the Sitco station on Oregon Road down the street from me,
is that where you bought them?
No, the only time I've only bought 2 CDs in my life at a gas station. That is because it was late at night. I was coming home from Stop and Shop, and I would fill up my gas tank. And then, like, I've had a lot of people approach me about a lot of like sales while I'm at the pump. The guy's like, hey man, you want to buy my new mixtape? And I literally was fearing for my life because this guy did not look sane. Because who else is selling their fire album at like midnight at the mobile station?
It's the hustle, baby. It's the hustle.
Hustle, loyalty, respect right there. So yeah, he's like
from that guy, the same guy of the movies that are like recorded on the camcorders.
I used to know the guy that did that.
No Way Home. I got it. It might be grainy and from a side angle.
I saw that Spider-Man movie.
I also had somebody ask me if I wanted to buy a leather jacket once while I was at the moment.
God,
like
Dave
comes up to me, he's like, "Hey man, I got leather jackets for sale." He had a black leather jacket, like a beige leather jacket. I'm like, I appreciate it, man, but it's pretty hot out, so I'm gonna pass. Best of luck to you.
Oh my God, Dave, you should learn not to go to that gas station late at night. Like, push the car home. You live at the bottom of a hill. Just throw it in neutral and pray.
I'm very thankful that I have a job that has me operating during daylight, so shout out to my job. But yeah. Oof.
Episode 50.
Episode 50. And I haven't bought a leather jacket yet, baby. Yet.
At a gas station.
Exactly. But you know what I can now buy? Because of 50 episodes of the broadcast, I can buy a t-shirt with my very own wrestling logo on it, or a hat with said logo on it, on a Pro Wrestling Tees website. ProWrestlingTees.com/The Broadcast. That's nerd, spelled N-R-D. And I would also like to clarify something for some people, because apparently a lot of people don't get it about our show. They look at it and they say it's the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast. It's the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. And apparently a lot of people don't get what the NRD stands for, but it stands for Nick, Ryan, and Dave. We literally thought when we rebranded from the Micro Brawler broadcast, like, how can we use our initials somehow in a word? And it popped in my head when it was like, nerd. But we just need somebody with an E and it would have been perfect. But,
I want to take credit for that, because before you started your podcast, and just as you were getting into the Microballer Facebook group, when you would send me, like, you would screenshot posts and send me stuff, and I always referred to it as your nerd group. And you would talk about all the time, and I'd be like, Dave's talking to his nerds. Oh, the nerd group. Why don't you go play with your nerd friends? And so then NRD was born out of that. So shout out to me and my judgment of Dave's Facebook activities and associations. Although, what does it say about me now that I've been on the podcast a few times and I talk to you guys like in the thread or read your chats every day, and my undying love for Harold.
You also assaulted me. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, but it wasn't the first time. But look at
and open his figures.
There's still blood on here.
Great phone call, man.
Might be ketchup.
If that's the worst thing I did to you, Nick, I didn't run you over.
That's true.
And Margaret, you also have a very handsome shot of friend of the show, Gregory Iron, on your wall.
And Gio Galvano.
And Gio Galvano.
And Gio. And Jake Manning.
And Jake Manning. Yeah, you got half the wall that I do. Jonas,
why don't you have any Harold bucks?
Because you never sent me any.
I don't have your address.
Well, we'll change that after the show. I also have
just saying WrestleFest
with my brawlers, but I
can bring them to WrestleFest.
Over there is Dave's autograph.
In the trash can in the bin.
Wow, Ryan.
It's in a frame behind the Micro Brawlers.
I think my autograph is also right outside the door there.
That's right.
Because
but we weren't doing the Bucks pose then.
No, because that night was all about me. I mean, so was the other night, but
What are you, Neil Dashwood?
It's all about me. And Matt Cardona won't return my phone calls anymore. Oh, but chow. Oh man,
Next subject.
Wedding of the century. Just
I heard there was a big wedding coming up.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is a huge wedding we have breaking news. We have officially been invited to the wedding of the century that is just going to be the most covered thing on this show in the history of this show. For the next 50 episodes, we're going to be talking about the most iconic wedding in wrestling history, and that is because Margaret is getting married next year, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so glad you mentioned me. I was really waiting for the punchline where you were like,
That's
name
right.
redacted.
Last night on Raw, Miz and Maurice renewed their wedding vows.
Oh, God. Ugh. I honestly wouldn't put it past them.
No, they actually are. They're doing that.
That's what they're doing tomorrow.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I thought you were making that up.
No, I'm not.
God. Why? Who's coming out of the cake? Who's going to attack the Miz?
Edge.
Well, they're coming out with a new season of MTV's The Real World, so maybe it's one of them.
By God, that's Coral. That's right. Kathleen
my
saw
God.
Coral and the Miz. Let's see if Kathleen watches this show.
What was that other show that the Miz co-hosted?
The Challenge?
Was that it? One of
Tough
those
Enough?
USA game. Well, no, it was one of the USA game shows. He did it recently. Like
The
Wipeout or
Small
something.
Show.
Yeah. Kind of like
Something
Wipeout.
Go Small Show.
No, John Cena hosts Wipeout.
But I think Miz did too.
Oh, he used to. Yeah. He did a while ago. Yes, you're right.
He was on something. Yeah,
Yes.
that guy is.
Do you guys? Sorry, you brought The Real World. Did you watch that season that he was on? Is anyone old
Yes, I did. I remember
Okay.
that.
I remember that. I
I-
said, whoa, I hate this guy.
I want to
I didn't
say I
think
was
it
in
was-
like
I didn't like-
6th grade, maybe?
I
No.
thought it was a goofball.
What's that?
I just thought he was a goofball. I'm like, this guy isn't a wrestler.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The
He cut off on me.
Yeah, a little bit. No, but that's fine. That's fine. Wait, I cut off on you or Ryan? cut
Ryan
off?
did.
Oh, okay. So it's not me. Fantastic. No, I think Brian said that the Miz was a bit of a goofball. But you know what? If you watch that season of The Real World, like he talked about, like the Miz, and he wanted to be a WWE champion one day, and God bless him, he did it, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yay.
Same way I'm a Hall of Famer, baby. We're there. May not have earned it as much, but we're there. Marty, you look so thrilled.
In the background, Steve's in the living room. He's watching Hoosiers. And
he
I just hear
crying?
this. He's by himself. He's allowed to express his emotions. But I just hear this inspirational sports movie music playing in the background as you're talking about the Miz's career.
I mean,
Sort of like a silent DJ thing, like a silent dance party.
have you
I
ever been to
only
one of
recently-
those?
I just learned what they are.
Really?
I had never heard of one. I was like, why would you do that?
I've never participated, but I've been at a bar where they've been doing it. Like they did it at not Hudson Grill in White Plains.
Yeah.
It's like on that strip of bars. Ryan, Nick, Harold, have you guys ever heard of a silent DJ
I've
party?
seen it online, but I've never participated.
Yeah, you have the headphones and you can have like 3 different channels of music, and the DJs are Harold. Have you done that?
Oh boy. So I've seen a lot of them. I saw them at Vans Warped Tour a couple of years ago. And then when I moved to Holland, Michigan, I was walking down the street and I look at a bar and everyone's wearing these light up headphones and it is quiet. And they're just shaking their booties, dancing. And then there's no music because they all have headphones. I thought, losers.
It's really weird to just like see it in person, but like I'd be curious, like just try, like I'd be like, I want to know what they're listening to just to see if anybody's in rhythm, like if anybody's in time or if they're just in a lot of trouble. So
But my thing is,
I
what's
would
the
do it in
point
a
of it?
heartbeat.
Like,
What's that,
is it to avoid like a noise ordinance from wherever they're located? Like, why would you do that?
no, I think it's so you can like dance to whatever music you want, because like from when I've seen it at a bar, like there's 3 DJs and like one's like more of like a hip hop thing, one's more like a house music, one's more, dancey stuff. So
I
country.
have an idea. To amp it up, you need square dancing, Then you need some mosh music, and then you need some mamba. Really,
Mamba.
No, what you need is some Mambo number 5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I dressed up
5.
as a
Everybody,
cheerleader.
come on and ride to the.
Did you guys ever do
Keep
Powder
going.
Puff?
I don't know any of the words.
A little bit of Harold in my
In my
life.
life,
Tom
a little
held
bit
up
of Margaret
a
getting
knife.
married. A little bit of Dave.
You know, at the wedding, I think we should have Harold sing a song.
I will. Oh my gosh. And I will always love you. Oh,
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
or we
Harold.
could sing. Ooh, that dress so scandalous. Some of them will never handle this. Living la vida loca. She had dumps like a truck. That's like what?
Like yours?
Baby, move your butt.
I think I'll sing it again.
She
Yeah,
got
watch out. Harold's coming for your wedding gigs.
What?
take that, Dave.
Wait, what's the next song? Let's hear another one. Come on, folks. Put in the comments what you want Harold to sing next week. Come on, let's hear it.
You know, you make me want to shout. Throw my hands up and shout.
Shout.
Throw my hands.
Shout.
Oh my God, it would be so perfect. Imagine Harold just singing shout. First of all, imagine going up to the DJ and be like, could you please give Harold a microphone? He tries to hand it to Tom or something. I'm like, no.
My friend Tom.
Harold.
My friend Tom is really good at singing. Boys to Men, I'll make love to you at the karaoke.
Let's hear it.
I'd like to hear that.
No, Tom
Harold,
can't sing it tonight.
Harold, let me
It's
hear
too
your
sexy. We'll get
Harold,
demonetized.
what if I heard your impersonation of Tom singing "I'll Make Love to You"?
Close your eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candlelight. Cause tonight it is the night we gonna celebrate. All through the night. I can't.
I thought Harold might start singing "You Can't See It, It's Electric, Boogie
Boogie.
You gotta feel it."
It's electric. Boogie. So,
Told
Margaret,
you.
on the note of the electric slide, am I coming to your wedding or not?
Harold. If we don't do the electric slide, would you still come to the wedding?
No.
What if we do the electric slide in private?
Yes.
Okay, deal.
If
We'll
we
do it in the parking lot.
No, this is a
Pre-wedding
great
electric
idea.
slide.
We do a pre-wedding nerd bachelorette party. And we do karaoke and we'll do the electric slide. We'll do all the slide dances that Harold wants to do that I said
Slide, electric slide, bitch.
There is rumor of a Patreon exclusive what is it? The Airbnb. Yeah, Patreon exclusive.
Be a reality
I'm not
show.
filming that.
Yeah, that's a reality show.
Yeah. Stay for
Oh no, we
weekends.
can't put that on TV.
Get the Miz on that.
Hey,
I'm the
Miz,
voice.
Harold and Jared and JP are going to be sharing a room. You might want to bring a camera crew.
I'm the voice.
And you know,
I'm the
instead
champ.
of the Miz, they get a George to show up instead, the Miz's dad.
Mr.
Remember
Miz.
When
What
we
a
went
nice
to
guy.
Access, we went to WrestleMania Access 2 years ago. Well, by the time this post, it'll probably be 3 years ago. And there was this long line for a meet and greet with Miz and Maurice, and floating around is George Mizanin. And Dave and I, we were like, oh, let's go meet the Miz's dad. Didn't cost us anything. We could have paid $150 to meet the Miz. And instead, we ran up to his dad. And we were like, oh, Mr. Dave was so polite. I'll never forget. I said, Dave, say something to him. Dave was like,
Mr. Miz.
excuse me, Mr. Mizanin, could we take a picture with you, please? So polite. And he was like, sure.
You want to take a picture with me?
We don't want to take
If I seen him now, I would be like, do you know that Bob Cardona has a micro brawler? Where's your micro brawler?
Oh, with this hair.
Some dad
Oh.
going.
Oh, are we showing the picture? Oh, there we are.
With
Mr.
Lex
Midge.
Luger hamming it up in the
I
background.
know. You know, from this angle on your phone, it really does look like Lex Luger's back there. That it's not a big cardboard cutout.
Nice photo out there.
Real good shape for access, real quick.
There's us
yeah.
on the old Raw set.
Doing the
We never know what to do. We never know how to pose, so we just default to Buck's pose.
Why not? And then there was that random interview with Greg Hamilton and Shinsuke, and Greg
Oh.
found Shinsuke's wallet.
Oh, Shinsuke.
What a day that was.
I would love if Shinsuke Nakamura got a micro brawler.
I would like that too.
I
That'd
would
be
like
all
that too.
Pose? Wow.
Yeah, how would they post that?
It would be chibi or whatever now. I think that's the only
Yeah,
way
you'd
they
have to
can
use
do
the
it.
Hiromu pose for the chibi.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
You're looking at it, Harold, huh? Because it seems like you're making eye contact with me.
Fine.
You have eyes in the back of your head?
I saw it.
Oh, man. Do you guys remember when Harold first came on the broadcast?
Episode 8. I was just looking it up.
Yes, it's when he made
Wow.
his official debut, and he made his presence known, like when he sent that letter to my house. Not sure who we have a commissioner on this show.
I had my doubts. I wasn't sure.
About
I
But
what?
wasn't sure either.
because I remember Dave was like, hey, we're gonna have a commissioner of the show, and sent me like, I guess, was it your YouTube
It
channel?
was like random videos of him reading Dr.
And I was
Seuss.
like, what the hell is this? You're putting this guy on your show. Okay.
And it's been
but-
one of the greatest decisions we've ever made.
Absolutely.
He's been
And-
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
only one greater decision. When I became the king.
that wasn't a decision. That's something you won unfairly.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
Should we go through some of the guests that we've had?
Yes. Let's talk
I
about
got
some.
it pulled up here. We got we can't forget episode 5, which our first guest ever. Y'all remember who it was?
You're wrong. You're wrong. That
Was it
wasn't our
Freddie
first guest.
Fletcher?
That
Freddie
was not-
Fletcher out in the
That
UK.
was not our first guest.
Jason
Yes.
Rich.
Jason Rich was our
Jason
first
Rich,
guest.
I'm sorry, Jason.
Yes,
Rich, you're
because
right,
we
Jason
had the
Rich.
concept like, oh, it's coming. Tell us what's in the comments first, and you get it.
Well, no, Nick doesn't count him because he cheated, semi-cheated, right? That's
I mean,
probably right.
technically, the episode had come out already, and then he like the drop happened, and then he put it in, but it counts. But yes, we did have Freddie Fletcher get up
Freddie
at
Fletcher.
4 a.m.
DDJ.
DDJ, yes.
Let's see who else we got. We got episode 8. We got Harold for the first time. We've already said that.
We also had Tom
Aw.
for the first time.
Episode 10, David Stankin.
Tom says hi.
And also
Hi.
Gregory Irons. That was the 1 year of the Micro Brawler group, the
Yeah.
double
2
episode.
Yes.
Let's see. We had a bunch more here. I'm gonna say. We can't forget Frank Spahik.
Yes. Frank Spahik, two-time
Yeah,
two-time guest.
Because we had him once with Dougie also when Dougie
Yes.
bought the 420 signed Barracuda Mono Brawler.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Scrump.
You wait,
Episode
Scrump?
17, which is one of our highest viewed episodes, Hornswoggle. That's a
Yes.
good one. If anybody
Friend of
is-
the
You
show.
gotta have
check
him
it
back
out.
on because he likes the Muppets, and I'm looking like one.
He would love Harold.
Episode
know,
19,
he
the
doesn't follow
forgotten
me.
guest, Just Incredible.
Yes. When the fire alarm in my house went off. Things got a little extreme for a conversation.
Episode 20, Ian Riccaboni. That was a
Oh,
pretty good one.
Can't ever forget that.
I
one.
love Ian Riccaboni.
Me too. We were like best friends.
21,
that day.
Robert Ego. Anthony.
Yes,
That was a good
yes.
one too. He's
With
got
the
a great-
basement tour. That interview went about 3 hours and it was incredible.
22, Magnum CK. That was a fun one.
Yep. I want to do that. Margaret, you should do that going down the aisle at your wedding. Just graze the faces of all the people in front of you.
Touching everyone's face. I thought you wanted me to do like a high five, like, you know, when wrestlers come down the aisle and tap everybody's hand, be like, yeah, man.
No, so the guy who was the gentleman who was on episode 21, Kit Parsons, when he would come down the ring, I think I showed you his documentary. He would have his arms out with his cape.
Yes.
And like he would just graze the faces of everyone in the front row. And like smack hats out.
No,
like
when I get married, I'm gonna come down the aisle and just be like smacking hands, be like, yeah, bro.
Double vaxxed.
Remember when Ricochet touched me?
Or when Johnny Gargano hugged that girl? Oof.
So you were saying, Nick?
Yes. What other guests did we have?
See, yeah, episode 24 was Manscow Jake Manning.
Yes.
Yeah. It's our man.
25 Matt Nix right after his micro brawler dropped.
Right there.
Back to wrestling too, right? He's came back.
Yeah, I believe so.
We're still going, so he said I'll still go too, guys. Yeah,
that's what I like to hear.
We had episode 29, Gio Galvano.
Yeah, my man, the pride of the other side of the river, baby.
Oh, pizza boy.
Oh, man.
Can't forget episode 32, friend of the show and Patreon, JP Hooper.
Yes.
Like to live with deathmatch wrestlers. That's an episode to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, JP.
Ooh, episode 33. I got hit by a car.
Yes, you did.
And then brought in the Spaceman George era of shows.
Yes.
Land
George.
Let's see. Geez, we have all sorts of stuff here.
It was epic.
I mean,
is that everybody?
Yeah, I mean, we have. I'm just grazing through. I mean, we had Mike Kinnick, episode 44.
Mike Kinnick.
Frank the Clown, episode 56. And then all sorts of stuff in between.
Oh, God, David.
Hodat.
Know Your Nerd. Yeah, Jonathan Hodat.
Yeah, Vinny Malave, Chris Eastwood.
That awkward picture.
Your face.
So uncomfortable. I was covered in wrestler sweat.
It was great.
Didn't know what to do with my hands.
Oh man. No, we have had so many guests. We have guests planned for next year. It's gonna be great.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, exactly. I got a major PBR sitting in that fridge over there, just waiting. Until then, I'll have a Sam Adams.
A major PBR?
Did you know, Dave, the best way to stay hydrated on a cold winter's night is washing down a nice cold Sam Adams Winter Lager.
Oh, can't wait. It's the best.
I don't hate Sam Adams at all. It's the great, amazing beer.
That's what I like to hear. Way to keep caping.
Have you ever contacted them?
I like Sam Adams the best.
I tag them all the time. I would love nothing.
No, don't tag them. Reach out to them.
Like, hey, Sam.
Definitely a Sam Adams in my hand that I'm drinking.
That's good thing you're being cued out right now.
It looks like a magic trick. Like
it is. Watch me just. Oh.
Listen, Jim Koch, I love your beer. I love you, and I love your brewery, and I would love something for free in return for always saying Samuel Adams on the Wrestling Nerd broadcast.
Dave,
you gotta write an email.
I was gonna write him an actual
email them already.
Okay, I'll do it.
Do it. We dare you. We dare you to try to get a sponsorship.
I would love that.
If
Use a little effort.
Show, reach out to us on any social media.
Yes, if anyone that runs a legal operation and would like to sponsor us, we would be more than happy to discuss your product and advertising availability.
Listen, Dave, I know that you only have a community college degree and therefore aren't used to making a lot of effort, but like you could at least try for the sake of your fellow nerds.
I should.
You're a grown boy now. You can do it.
Brian Barkin wants to sponsor Pro Wrestling Tees. We could sponsor our show or anybody.
Just send him some free shirts, instead of having to buy them.
Yeah.
Our shirts are always on sale.
That's what you should write in response to those letters that we got from California.
I didn't get one.
You can have mine.
Brian, did you receive yours yet?
I'm not home yet, hence no
Oh,
decoration.
that's
I
right.
have a butterfly on the wall, but I'll be home
Brian can
tomorrow.
fly twice as high.
I got mine.
I only ever use PayPal to check out, so I think I'm.
But I
good.
heard somebody, didn't JP say he got a letter, but he uses PayPal?
I
Yeah.
never got one yet.
Someone did.
But
Do we want to touch on this at all?
What's that?
Like, do we want to touch on all this at all? I mean,
No, I think it's
I have
been
one little
touched on.
thing. This is going. People are being very mean about this whole thing. And I get it. You're mad. Whatever. I'm mad too. But these things happen. And like Target won't even tell you if your car got breached there. So get over it.
Yep,
And
it's,
buy
all
some
over the
Wrestling
place.
Nerd merch on ProWrestlingTees.com.
That was beautiful, Harold.
Thank you.
People just got to get over it. It sucks. It's the worst. But like, seriously, if your car got hacked at Target, Target isn't going to send you a letter.
Exactly.
It sucks. It's unfortunate. Your bank should catch it. So you're probably okay. I almost got $1,500 to Lowe's.com. I am not handy. I cannot use power tools.
Harold,
What would
are
I
you
buy? The bank knew Harold is not handy. He could not spend his money at Lowe's.com.
doing?
Handyman Harold?
Wedding
Nope.
present from gonna be a beautiful wooden architectural design of some sort.
You know, I think there should be a new segment. I think that Harold should give out financial advice on every
Here's my
episode.
financial advice.
I
If
thought
you
you
know
were
my friend Tom, don't take financial advice from him. He'll tell you, well, you just spend it. It's all right. That's what you got it for.
I
That's your
thought
money,
his-
in Harold bucks.
If you want to know financial advice from me, Harold the Puppet, I'll tell you, you should be putting $100 into a simple IRA every paycheck, at least. You got to retire. You don't want to work too long.
I will die editing this
Oh.
show.
Well, you'll die editing this show, at least with your own Social Security retirement income, because you'll have a simple IRA. My financial consultant's last name is Goose.
Wait,
Goose.
IRA, aren't we getting him as a brawler next month?
No,
Erwin
I know.
or a
Hey, shyster.
hey,
Fonzie.
just
wanna-
busting beans
Fonzie
over
brawler.
here.
Speaking of brawlers, do we want to talk about the brawler that went on sale yesterday? It might still be available right now. Might
Yes,
not.
I got
That's
one.
good.
I hope I did. But Josh Matthews goes on sale tomorrow at noon. Well,
Better
technically
300.
yesterday. So if you're watching this and you haven't bought him, he's probably gone by now. But he says he's going to call everyone that buys a brawler. So I hope that he has to make at least 4 phone calls. Margaret.
I'm not buying one.
Here's a call to all of our viewers, all of our Patreons, everybody. If you buy this micro brawler and he calls you, you tell him you need to go on the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. And if we get enough people that do it, he might actually do it.
That's right. This is our official request, plea, begging, whatever you want to call it. Josh Matthews, one of the greatest, most underrated broadcasters in wrestling history, I would like to say. We would love to have you on the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. And we would love to talk about your micro brawler. We love to talk about Tough Enough. We love to talk about Impact. We'd love to talk about anything. You name it, we'll talk about it, including financial advice with Harold the Puppet.
Watch our show. You know that if you name it, we'll talk about it.
Exactly. What do you want to talk about today? Ham sandwiches? Sure.
No,
You don't like ham? Oh, Harold.
I don't eat meat. Margaret.
Harold's
I'm
vegan.
sorry.
I'm
What
a
about vegan?
vegetarian.
Hey, Harold, you know you've got a piece of meat stuck in you right now, right? Human meat.
You know, you shouldn't embarrass Harold that way. What
Lady
has he done to you? Harold's gonna come sing at my. You know what?
Harold
David,
assaulted
you're
me.
out. You're out. You're out. You are out. Harold, how would you like to be a groomsman?
Oh, baby, I'm giving a speech. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today because of me, Harold the Puppet. And I just want to tell you that, Margaret, you look so magnificent at your wedding day. And then Your husband's name is Steve?
Yes, Steve.
Steve, you really are a stunning Steve at your wedding day. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, let's eat some dessert. Amen.
That is
Beautiful.
beautiful. You know what? Harold's leading Grace. We're gonna have
I love
Grace.
to lead Grace. I'll sing this song.
The blessing.
What's the song?
Amazing Grace. How sweet the song.
Harold, I'm not dead.
Oh, well, you said Grace.
That saved a wretch like
Like
me.
me. I once
Was
dead,
lost,
but
now I'm
free.
found.
Can we do a t-shirt promotion for the month of January? Where if you buy a t-shirt, Harold will sing a song of your choice to you.
Yes,
But
yes.
no bad words.
Harold karaoke.
If you buy a Wrestling Nerd shirt, starting
anything,
now to the
anything.
end of, it's a Royal Harold Rumble shirt promotion, whatever we're going to call it. If you buy a shirt starting today through the Royal Rumble, Harold will personally call you and sing you a song.
Or
I may have
sing
to buy
you
another
a
shirt.
video, at least.
So
He'll sing you a
Harold
little
can't sing any songs off the CDs that Dave bought at the gas station.
Yeah.
I mean, I can sing them.
Kids Bop
Yeah,
version.
You just mute
I
out
can
her.
sing them. I'll sing them in a clean way.
Harold, sing Rapper's Delight.
I'm saying hip hop, hip did hip hop, bang, you don't stop. I rock it to the bang bang boogie, set up jump the boogie, a rhythm of the boogie the beat. Now what you hear is I don't know.
There you go. See, this is what you get.
This
Just add
is
a bonus for a
amazing.
shirt. I mean,
And
come
I
on.
came to say hello.
I
It's
know
okay
so
to say
many
hi.
songs.
Oh man.
This is you guys should just do a full episode of Harold singing.
We
No.
could. We totally could.
Gotta buy a shirt for that.
I'll
Gotta
throw-
buy a shirt.
You know what? Yeah. So if you buy a shirt, Harold will call you and sing you a little ditty.
Well, I
Patreon
probably won't
exclusive.
call. I'll record a video message.
Yes, he'll do a video message for you. That's the yes. That's
I don't
what
want
he'll
people
do.
to know my phone number. I like my life private.
Except we all know he wears pants on occasion. So
I want pants, but not tonight, baby.
It's episode 50 and he's feeling frisky.
Ah!
Oh my gosh.
50
This
episodes,
is such a wild
folks.
episode.
50 episodes,
wow.
and Harold pops me in
we
about
lost
38
Ryan.
of them. Oh,
I know.
Ryan's
I
putting
know.
on a nice banana jacket right now.
I mean,
Ryan and Harold's squares flipped on my screen. For a second, I thought that like Harold went over to Ryan.
Coming. But
you can whistle.
Wait, Dave. Dave,
What?
Dave, this is me. So years ago, I don't remember what the occasion was. We were at our grandma's house and we found like an old pair of her glasses, and Dave put them on and they were super magnified. So he puts them on and his eyes are like the size of the lenses. Like that's how thick the
Bubbles.
magnification was. Yeah. Yeah. And he and like he took a video, like a picture. This was like back in the days of like flip phones. So he took a picture of himself, somehow was able to add the Benny Hill theme to it. And this was before you could like see like what you got. So every time he'd send me a message, I'd flip my phone open and that song would be blasting with this picture of Dave and our grandma's glasses in the background. And I'd be out somewhere and all of a sudden I just open my phone, you know, and I'll be like, oh my God, Dave. He used to do that all the time. I'd never know what he was sending. He could be saying hi, he could be butt dialing me, or he could be sending me his
I
Benny
used
Hill.
to butt dial you a lot when I had
Yes,
my
you
phone
did.
that did not close, and she would
Yes,
like
you
I
did.
would just hear like David, did it again.
Well, you used to do it when you worked at a grocery store, when he'd work at the register, and I just hear him scanning food, and I just hear beep. That's exactly it, Harold. And then I'd be like,
Harold does
"Fucking bothering
impressions.
me again."
Yeah.
You have any more stories, Margaret? Dave?
Oh, I could tell you.
Sometimes they come up. Yeah,
Oh man, she's got all these moments of stories. You know what else we had moments and moments of is moments on this show, which brings us to our top 3 Tuesday.
I thought you were giving us the finger for a second.
me?
Didn't realize you were doing this because I just saw this come up and I was like, Dave, we're your friends.
I do gang signs.
Oh
The
God.
guy at the gas station taught me.
He learned it at the gas station.
So we have decided, in an homage to our 50th episode, we are going to do our top 3 favorite moments from the Wrestling Nerd broadcast history, the library, and all the videos we've made. So who wants to go first? No one's jumping. All right, I'll go first then. I never go first. I started this. I should be allowed to go first every once in a while.
Why are you like, I started it. I should go first.
So let's see. We had a lot of great memories. So I'm going to go. My first favorite memory or episode moment in the show is when we did get to interview Ian Riccaboni on my birthday, because that was just one of the coolest things ever. I got to interview one of the premier broadcasters in wrestling on my birthday. Was it on my birthday that we recorded that? I can't even remember. It was close to.
I don't mean to interrupt, but didn't we not let Dave know for like as long as possible that we had?
Like, yeah, they told me like an hour. I'm like, guys, if it's somebody big, I'd like to prepare. I was like, who is it? Did we get Cardona?
Not yet.
Not yet. 2022, baby. Mr. Cardona. Bob Cardona coming on the broadcast. Let's see. Number 2, I would say WrestleMania, when I won the crown to become the first ever king of the nerds. You never forget your first time. Also, the only so far 3-time king of the nerds, ladies and gentlemen. And at the Royal Rumble, I don't care what man, woman, or child gets in my way. It will be more because it'll be for the king.
That's the same as me. I wanted the same number. It's my answer.
You found it once, pal.
I'm a 1-time because I never lost.
You know, if you've won it 3 times, it means you also lost it 3 times. Charlotte
Also
Flair.
the longest reigning king in Wrestling Nerd broadcast history.
Technically.
Because I never lost my crown.
And then I'm going to say my third favorite moment of this is going to be the very first episode we did, because we said on that night, we're like, this is going to be, see what we do, see how it goes. And literally they say the same thing when they talk about like how AEW got started, like, oh, it comes down to like, everybody talks about wanting to start a promotion, but it never gets off the ground. I'm sure there are thousands of people who have, like, maybe even millions for all I know, but people who have like tried to do a wrestling YouTube show or whatnot. And do we have the biggest traction or whatnot? No, we have 155 subscribers. We get a couple hundred views here and there. But you know what? We have been consistent. Every week we have released a new episode. It is literally the most consistent thing I have ever done, whether it be schoolwork, relationship, work. Did I mention work already? Going to the gym, eating right. This has been done every week. We've changed the day we recorded from here and there, but we have done this every week, and I've gotten an episode out and recorded and edited every week, and I'm proud of that. So cheers to 50 more. Maybe next year we'll be in Japan. All right, now somebody else has to go. I've done my 3.
Dave, you talking about yourself being a true king reminds me of the early days of Monday Night Raw, when everybody used to call, they used to chant Burger King at Jerry Lawler. And for some reason, one night on Monday Night Raw, they had Tiny Tim as a special guest, because why not? And Jerry Lawler was interviewing Tiny Tim, and he said to him, "Am I the Burger King?" And Tiny Tim was like, "No, you're not the Burger King. You're the Dairy Queen." And that's kind of how I feel about you with this whole crown thing.
Thanks for coming on the show, sis. Let's go with Nick. Nick, what are your 3 favorite moments of this show?
Okay.
Owen throwing up on me.
Yeah. No, but all right, I'm gonna have to go with I think it was episode 10 with Stank. Just because, I mean, if you're going to go back, honestly, if you're going to listen to any one of our, if you're a micro brawler, if you found our podcast because you like micro brawlers,
yep,
you can listen to one episode, go back and listen to that one, because I mean, it was a long episode.
Yep.
But we got really, really, really deep into like.
We had just started paying for Zoom on that day, so we could go over an hour.
So I mean, that one's a really good one. The whole me getting hit by a car and then Spaceman George coming and Georgia Mania and all that. That was pretty fun. I mean, I know that I was on the sidelines healing up there and all that, but it was some pretty entertaining stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was this episode right now, episode 50, because this is a huge deal. I mean, I didn't think we were going to get to 50 episodes when we started this thing. Yeah, I mean, we put an episode. I mean, you can tell. I mean, I'm sure you can tell that there's some weeks that we got a lot to talk about, and there's some weeks that we don't have very much to talk about. But
yep,
we put something out.
Yep. Ryan, how about yourself?
Nick stole a big one. Yeah, Stank was big, like you said. Pretty obvious. Let's see. Just in the order I wrote them, I enjoyed a recent episode with Garrett Gamara where Dave had to mute us. That was that episode went off the hook pretty much, you know. As I feel like a lot of what we do, you know, like you guys said, we don't always plan things. It's almost like improv. I think sometimes we don't tell each other what we're gonna do. It's real free form. It's, you know, so that was one especially.
I used to take a lot of notes, like for a format to keep it kind of on track, and then I just kind of stopped. And I think that's when it got really entertaining. Like we don't really take it. We kind of chatted up beforehand, like, oh, what are we going to talk about? And then the rest we just make up. If we have a guest on, we take it seriously. But.
True. And I like even the props. I love that you brought out the googly eyes. Like I have no props, but I mean, it's cool. Like sometimes I'll have stuff around and, you know, something non-brawler comes up. It's like, wow, this thing that I just happened to grab falls into place. Cool.
David.
My precious.
Did you put that away yet?
You never know. There could be a pumpkin brawler coming through.
Dave, the headless horseman.
Another one, I guess. I'm trying to think of the word. Full of myself. I only because there's something else coming out with it eventually. My bathtub episode.
Yes,
it spawned an Instagram account that has done very little, but still that's the profile picture, and something's coming with that. I'm just saying.
Oh boy.
You know, and
definitely
then,
getting monetized.
Yeah, we'll see. Only I guess since you took Stank, I'm gonna go Gregory Iron. As we said, one of my man crushes. Just actually, I consider him a buddy, and I think it's cool to be a patron of his group. He came on our podcast, and he even repped our podcast on his patronage. You know, for a while till we got off the ground. So I thought that was cool.
I like it. Harold, how about you? Do you have 3 memorable moments from this show?
Oh, yeah. My number one top memorable moment is what you say was episode 8, the introduction of Harold the Puppet on the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast. Do you know why it's my favorite episode?
Why is that?
Because without that episode, I wouldn't be you guys' friends. I would just be someone who watches the show. And now, you guys are my friends, and I'm the best man at Margaret's wedding. So it's incredible. So that is my favorite episode because it introduced me to you guys. And I like that a lot. I think my second favorite episode is George.
I believe that's episode 39.
Where I lose control and can't handle it. I was dead. Spaceman George cracked me up. And then I think for a third, might have been the one where I called Dave my little tater tot. Because I don't know, a lot of you guys don't realize this. That watch when I get unhinged and uncontrollable, the next day happens, and Tom has no idea what happened on the podcast. I black out.
And that's why we record these things. Oh man, we're not recording.
Yes, we are. It says it right there.
We actually did that in episode.
Yeah, there's a memorable moment twice when I have not recorded the show and we had to re-record it.
Twice? I remember the one, the Macho Man episode, right? With the 7 machos. That was the one.
It was when we broke everyone's brawlers down, and then there was another time when we weren't recording, I think. But yeah, that was rough. And then Harold, do you have a third? Did you give 3?
It's 3.
Yeah.
You give 3? Oh, you gave 3? Oh, okay.
Hold up.
Oh, yes.
I called you my little tater
Yes,
tot.
that's right. See, I'm just as
I love you, Dave.
I'm just as forgetful as Harold sometimes.
You're crispy.
Another thing fun fact people might not know is Tom is actually the creator of our theme song, at least the lyrics part, or not the lyrics, but the
Just say, I wrote the lyrics.
the lyrics. Because if you
Yeah,
remember
there's such
correctly,
hard lyrics to write.
we were
They're
welcome
difficult.
to my house.
You can't play Flow Rider. You get the
Oh,
mono.
It's
Flow
you.
Rider action in
It's
the
me. It's DCTV.
I have a fun fact about that theme song is that before you guys had the version that you have now, Dave brought his computer over to my house. Welcome to my house. I welcomed him into my house, and he's like, I want you to sing it. And he played it for me. He's like, we have this guy who like wrote this song for us. And I think that's when he was explaining like who Harold was to me. And he's like, Harold's human wrote this music and we're going to use it for the theme. And he kind of sang it for me how he wanted it to sound. And we recorded it at my house. And I thought, okay, Dave's going to use it. And the first episode where he had the theme song, I was like, funny how my voice sounds like Dave's. And I was like, Dave, what happened to my vocals on it? And he's like, oh yeah, something happened and I couldn't.
I can explain what happened if you'd like.
So I had to re-record it quick and just use my voice, and that's what we have now.
And then he did
I
this.
can explain what happened. So the original version that Tom gave me is a little faster than what is played in the beginning of the show, but I had to slow it down to link up with the graphics I already had. The problem was you recorded it in the speed and tempo of the original version, not the slowed down version.
Isn't
I always
that-
write things fast, baby.
Isn't that convenient?
Maybe next year we can re-record it and you can be the voice of the theme song. Check out Bedside Manor, New York every day. Margaret just released Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Released, right? Like I'm making money off of
The
it.
ukulele version. So,
Is
Margaret,
there
what are
time?
your 3 favorite moments of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast?
Harold's pants.
I mean, I do love Harold's. I just love Harold, period.
I love
There was,
you, Margaret.
I love you. I can't wait to hug you. I'm going to pet Harold. Do you mind being petted?
No, that's okay.
Gonna bring a brush.
I'll do it in a
It's like Matt
brushing a
Jackson.
cat. Oh my
It's
god.
like Matt Jackson brushing his hair with the.
So I think it was the first I don't think it was even like a Patreon thing. It was just whoever could come on and you were doing the Zoom call.
It was supposed to be for patrons, but yes, we invited everyone.
But it was just whoever could come on, and we were just having a fun group chat, and I jumped off to make dinner and then snuck in behind you and whacked you with that thing.
Boom.
And then you bladed in my kitchen. We're still scraping the blood off the walls.
Scrape. Bled like Cody that day.
Oh man.
I had
that
nothing
was
but
so much
adrenaline
fun.
in my soul. Something, Cody Rhodes.
And also doing the whole like heel storyline, especially when I got to not once but twice throw a glass of water in your face, and it was like what, March?
Yes.
So it was really cold outside.
Cold outside.
And I was
We had to
just
warm the water up.
smashed. And then
Yes,
you
that was
didn't
another
get-
time we didn't record because I forgot to record that time. And
That's right. And then we had to throw your shirt in the dryer and like wait 20 minutes for you
just
to
sitting there
clean up.
shirtless in her living room.
Oh, that was fun. And let's see, what's a third one? I mean, I enjoy all the banter with you guys. I love Harold because he's just so cute and fluffy. And I love the spaceman, the land ho thing. I used to rewind that like over and over and just listen up land ho over and over again. That was hilarious. But yeah, you guys have really developed your friendship well and honed your craft well. And it just makes this podcast so much more enjoyable to watch. And as a bonus, Ryan and I have our worlds crossing over because we also discovered that we're big Golden Girls fans. And I found that out through the Golden Con Facebook page where I saw Ryan commented on a post that his wife calls him Rose. And I screenshotted it and sent it to Dave. And I was like, look.
Ryan and St. Olaf. So yeah, Margaret wants to go to Golden Girl Con. So let us know if you're going on the cruise. If you're going to Golden Girl Con, let us know.
Do you think we're still going on the cruise?
Yes, I think
I
we
hope
are.
so.
My wife's cousin is on a cruise right now,
Yeah.
and half the crew got tested positive. So they've just been floating out at sea for 6 days, and they're hoping that they can dock them, that the America will like take them back tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
But
we'll edit that part out just so we don't scare people. So yes, folks, let us.
Unless a cruise ship gives us an endorsement, if they advertise, then we will. Otherwise, yeah.
All right, time out. If you're gonna get stuck on a cruise ship for 6 days, the Jericho cruise is the cruise ship to get stuck.
Only 3 days.
Because imagine I'm going to be vlogging during that cruise. So could you imagine that? Like,
Yes.
Chris, we've been at sea for 20 days. Can we do an interview, please?
That's when you see all the backyard wrestling, except it's like back boat wrestling, whatever you would call it. Starboard. What's the back of the boat called? Starboard side or whatever.
Yes.
But that's when you see like some amateur wrestling coming out.
Dylan Shivers coming out of retirement. Is that a back brace?
This is the belt I defend nowadays.
Oh,
Old man back brace.
You see
It's got
people
copper in it.
they're
like
attacking
Hogan
each other
belt.
with life jackets.
Oh, yeah. So please let us know your top 3 moments of the show's history in the comments section below. And how do we kick off the next 50 episodes that we do? Well, we are going to, for the first time ever, present the first ever Heralds. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is our version of the Oscars, our version of the Slammies, and we have a list of categories we're going to list off for you now. So we'd love to know your suggestion for what we should have for the Heralds. So our categories will include this. So basically, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have the category. Myself, Ryan, and Nick will all submit an entry, a nominee to Herald. And then Herald, along with Tom, will confer and they will determine the winner for each category. So our categories include for the 2022 Heralds, we will have Match of the Year, Male Wrestler of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Shocking Moment of the Year, Episode of the Year, Debut/Return of the Year, and Nerd Storyline of the Year. And on a honorable mention, potentially because JP wanted it, the Tom Says Hi Spirit Award. So all that and more on next week's episode, episode 51, the 2022 Heralds.
Oh.
It could be. And just think, folks, don't forget our Christmas party with our patrons is up. You can watch that. That was a lot of fun. And if you want to join us in our next Zoom call, you just join our Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. You can buy the t-shirt and the shirt Pumpkin is now wearing at prowrestlingtees.com/the Wrestling Nerd
Harold will call
Broadcast.
you. Okay, send you a video of its
If you
song.
buy a t-shirt or a hat, we'll even throw in the hats for sale.
Yep.
If you buy a hat or a t-shirt, Harold will send you a video message thanking you, singing a little song. And of course, check us out on all the platforms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook and Twitter at WNRDB. Instagram, the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Of course, right here, youtube.com/DaveCTheVoice. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it with your friends. Watch all the past 50 episodes. You got some time to catch up before the Herald Awards. Check out Margaret's band, Bedside Manor, New York. Check out Harold's channel. Harold__puppet. He's on TikTok, Instagram. He now has Twitter too, folks, and
I'm
Facebook.
tweeting, baby.
Yes, just like that Tom Says Hi account, just sitting out there. So
It's there.
it's there. So yes, anybody else have anything to say?
Happy New Year.
That works. Happy New Year.
Yeah, sure. Happy New Year, everyone. So on behalf
But
of
this time next year, I'll be married.
What?
What? So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, the voice, Dave Canning, the founding father and the king of the nerds at time of recording, Nick Carpenter, the micro brawler scholar, the big cross man, Ryan Crossley, the magnificent one, Margaret, and of course, our commissioner, Mr. Harold the Puppet, and even the man who controls him, Mr. Tom Sasso. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for 50 episodes of the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Cheers to many more. And until next time, don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.